All right, what's up, Canadian love? So we're doing another vlog here, and it's sort of a continuation of the last one, and it's a blend of that with what I've been trying to do with myself lately, which, you know, I've been through some breakups, I've been through some things, and it's created a really positive opportunity for me to start thinking about emotions and spirituality, and it's been really good. And there's something that I wanted to address that I wasn't sure how to explain as well until I figured it out while really high. No, I'm joking. While thinking about spirituality. I thought that was funny. Sorry, guys. My camera crew is really professional, so I keep making these jokes and they don't laugh, and I don't know if it's because you guys don't think I'm funny or because you're just trying to be professional. Okay, I'm less funny. Noted. Thank you. I'll try to make fewer bad jokes. Yeah, I'll try to be funnier. Thank you, Zach. Whew. Yeah, I can take direction. Thank you, Zach. No, you're good. I'll be funnier. Actually, this is probably not going to be funny at all now that we've said this. It's kind of depressing. So recently posted a live about a video and got into a discussion of the nature of why people believe, why do good people believe bad things or do bad things? And you know, and I think this is particularly relevant for a political discussion right now, because later I had a different friend message me, and his words were, there's a thing going around in society right now where people think that if you believe something different than them, it's because you're a bad person. I believe this. Oh, you believe something else? Well, you're a bad person. And, you know, and sometimes I post things and the comments are just people blasting at each other. Well, you're an SJW. You don't care about real humans, just about your posturing. And, you know, oh, you're a right-wing, racist, xenophobe, drooling at the mouth, you know, homophobic, Islamophobe. And there's a lot of name-calling. And it makes you go, and, you know, so I got into a discussion with someone about how can we fix this situation? Let's say that someone is a white supremacist, which, in my belief system, is wrong. Is a horrible, hateful set of beliefs that puts one group above another group and devalues humans based on something that has nothing to do with their value, which is skin color. You know, what is making them do that? How can you stop this person from doing that? And I got into this comment war about my side, my opinion being, you know, the way to do this is to reach out to them and to love them and understand them and find out where that is coming from, because it's coming from a wound and that wound needs to be healed. And a friend of mine who I really respect, amazing person, was taking the tack that, well, no, if you give them a platform to talk, you're encouraging their evil beliefs, and it's you know, it's not actually helping. We should be angry at them. It's our anger that will change things. And I was saying, I don't know, I don't think anger is going to change things. And he said, well, but the anger has to be there. It's right to be there. And here's the fucked up thing that I've realized that I was trying to figure out how to phrase, and then I started looking at the spirituality stuff that I'm trying to do right now. And, you know, I'm realizing that, you know, there's an expression, hurt people hurt people. And I pointed that out in the comment discussion, and my friends said, well, no, that only goes so far. What about when someone is acting out of selfishness or entitlement? And the thing is that my sensei for karate and tai chi used to say, everything is fractal in nature. What is true for an atom is true for a universe. What is true for a, you know, what is true for a one human is true for a massive group of humans. Everything is fractal. Everything is true, just in different forms. And I'm thinking about light and darkness. Because, when I started getting introduced to spirituality and the possibility that in addition to our emotional energy, that our emotional energy is linked to these souls, to these spirits, to this spiritual source of creation, these ideas, I was scared. I was scared because obviously inherent in that realization is that if there are beings outside of myself that I cannot see and have a limited awareness of that are of light, then there are also ones of darkness. I found that very, very frightening. And then I realized something. When you hold your hand in front of a light, it casts a shadow. Shadow, darkness, is not a thing in itself. It's just something we perceive that is the absence of light. Darkness is only the absence of light. And in the spiritual emotional world that is currently in right now and that I've been introduced to, light is love. Darkness is anger, fear, hatred, and evil. But what I'm realizing is that it's true for emotions as well. Darkness isn't a thing in itself. Darkness isn't this thing of evil infecting humans. Darkness is the absence of light. Evil is the absence of love. Fear and anger and hatred are just the absence of love. When someone is doing something wrong, if you take the time, you can trace back the steps and the emotions involved, and I do this all the time professionally as an actor. Every character I get, and I've played some horrible, horrible people, what I have to do is take their actions and trace them back until I understand what emotional journey I would need to go through to be in that place of darkness and do those horrible things. One time I played a rape dad, and it took me hours and hours of just standing in the shower crying to let go of the emotional journey I had to make into self-hatred to play that character. But the fact is that at the root of it, even someone as evil as what we referred to on set, I didn't make this up, as #RapeDad, even someone as evil as #RapeDad wasn't a creature of darkness because of darkness. He was a creature of darkness because of a lack of love. So then when we look at things like, groups that are trying to fight racism and misogyny and rape culture, the gut instinct is to be angry. The gut instinct is to say, you guys did this, we hate you, we're gonna punish you, we're gonna take you down. And that's what's fair. What's fair is, hey, you hurt us, now we get to be angry and take you down. That makes sense. That's so fair. But it doesn't help. And the messed up thing is that to actually help the situation, to actually forward your goal to end these hatred things, you have to put aside your anger and your hurt and your sadness. You have to recognize that the things that happened to you happened because of someone. Shut up, robot slave! Oh my God. Sorry, this is really annoying. It's not fair. You should be able to just sit in that anger and hurt the people who hurt you. But to actually solve anything, you have to put aside your hurt. You have to let go of so much of that. And you have to find a way to love the people who have hurt you. Because it is only through loving them and addressing the initial lack of love that led to the problem that you can solve the problem. And that's so messed up. You're asking black people to love racists. You're asking indigenous people to love the cop who took their brother out and beat them and left them to die. You're asking assault survivors to love Menonists and red pillars. It's fucked, but it's the only way forwards. And the craziest part of it is that when you can do that, when you can let go of your anger and hurt and sadness and love the person who hurt you, you inherently begin loving yourself as well. And you inherently begin healing your own trauma through loving the person whose lack of love led to your trauma. And that's messed up, and that's hard, and that's so not fair. And it's also kind of ridiculous for me to be saying that as a white dude, right? Like, we are society's bad guy right now, for some legitimate reasons. But, yeah, that's from what I've been seeing, that is truly what I believe. And that is why when I see people getting angry at racists or angry at misogynists or angry at anyone, really, when I see anger, I go, what are you doing? You have every right to be angry and to lash out, but it's not going to help. It's just going to create more anger, more lack of love, and then more darkness will come, because darkness is a lack of love. You're creating more darkness because you're blocking more love. So as messed up as it is, when I see that, what I want to say is, hey, I totally understand why you're in this place, but is there any way for you to put that aside and love the person who is oppressing you? Because if you can do that, that's how you win. That's how you win. And that's, and that's sort of the rationale for this show, I think, is to take people onto the show and love them and listen to them and try to start to address the lack of love that is causing all of this friction in social media comments by just taking people in. And even if we hate what they are saying and they are saying horrible things, or even if we agree with them, or even if we traditionally would dislike them, whatever, just showing them some love and some understanding, because I really believe, we really believe, that that's how the world gets solved. Okay, I think that's probably enough of that.